What's bubbling, magical people? Welcome back to the Witching Hour with MsMerlin, where we like to talk about all things witchy and magical. I'm your host, Kimmy, aka MsMerlin, high priestess and shamaness, medicine woman, psychic medium, and witch extraordinaire. So let's jump on in. Today we are talking about the black moon that is actually peeking in the sky today, August 23rd. So the black moon only occurs every 3 years. It's right now the doorway to eclipse season. The energy of the black moon is like a kill switch. It's a kill switch to the noise, to the pride, to the distraction, to chasing empty desires. It's that lull, okay? So we kill switch everything standing in the way, and there's that lull, that period of pause for a moment right before the master reset. This is what we are in right now, this black moon energy. It's the closing of a major cycle, all right? So you have probably been noticing this in your own life. This is not a manifesting moon, okay, guys? Normally, we do manifest with the new moon. That is not happening today, okay? You don't want to be doing that. Things you're going to be trying to bring in today are going to come back distorted, okay? That sounds scary. How can I... Let me think. How can I describe that better? Okay, basically, just don't manifest today, okay? Just don't do it. Okay, this is a day of release, okay? So it's a little bit of the opposite of what normally happens in the moon cycles. On a dark moon, you would normally manifest and release with the full moon. We're doing the opposite this time, okay? So you are now going to start to see things that you can't unsee. The emptiness and routines, the fakeness of certain people and conversations, the conversation that seems to be on repeat, like people are maybe even speaking from a script, can almost feel that way. The hollowness in laughter that carries no actual real joy. The quote unquote normal isn't normaling anymore. It might feel staged, artificial, mechanical even. You're going to begin to see how much of society runs on cycles that no one seems to question, agreeing to roles and patterns that they're miserable in, participating in old, outdated systems that they never chose in the first place. You're now becoming the audience, watching the actors move through their roles, sleepwalking through their cycles, and observing this with full awareness. And again, like, you can't unsee it. It's not like we can put the blindfold back on. It's not going to work. And this is going to, at first, not only at first, but a lot of the time feel terribly uncomfortable and sometimes quite isolating, as you may feel like you are just standing here just outside of a world that everyone still believes in and that you can see right through. This moon is a silent transfer of power. It's a hidden reshuffling, ready or not. I'm hearing Lauryn Hill now. Well, the Fugees. Ready or not, here I come. Oh, I cannot sing right now. My throat, I'm still really struggling with my throat. I think I strained it. And yeah, anyways, we're being guided to a lot of silence right now. So I'm trying to be as cautious and gentle with my voice as I can. So you'll notice people in distractions and negativity will be hit hardest by the energy of this moon, which is going to amplify that behavior, like starting arguments just for the sake of arguing to maybe feel in control. People are going to be projecting a lot of their own stuff onto you. If you've been noticing that, it's going to be extra. All right. They lash out or project instead of turning inwards. But these people that do that and that thrive on drama and things like that, what's coming to mind is like keyboard commandos on social media, because they can hide behind like whatever username they want and no picture and say whatever they think they want to say and have no accountability to it. Well, they're gonna start to be accountable, because even with that sense of maybe anonymity, they're still going to feel cornered, not by others, but by themselves. Because the stuff that used to work, the gossip, the drama, the shallow escapes, are suddenly going to stop satisfying them. The tricks stop working. The energy that they used to drain from other people doesn't fill them up anymore. So this black moon is forcing a mirror into their hands, even if they'd rather break it than look into it. Doesn't matter. The universe is like, nope. Sorry, no more running. This is your reflection, babe. Stop projecting it onto everyone else. So for the first time in maybe forever, they're going to be forced to look at what they've been doing and why. Okay? A lot of this, of course, is going to be taking place internally. Most people are not going to be voicing this and coming right up being like, I've made mistakes. No, we don't expect the ego death to happen quite that quickly. But try not to judge. I know. And that's hard. And it's hard not to sometimes in certain situations be like, I told you so. But try to just witness. Okay? Stand firm in your truth and awareness while they unravel and crash out. And don't feel like you have to fix it or pick up the pieces for anybody else either if someone else is crashing out, because they're meant to. Okay? Because they're being forced to look into that mirror. Okay? And you can't get away from that reflection. So you may be feeling called to isolate, to protect your energy at this time, because like I said, again, like social media coming to mind, don't engage. All right. People are going to be extra pushy, reading things into like a post maybe you've put on, and they just come at you with the most ridiculous thing. Just try to start an argument, or on a comment that you've made, something like that. Don't even give it the energy to be like, what? Don't engage. Okay. Just don't. Seriously. If you're feeling called to isolate, do it. Protect your energy at this time. It's important. And spirit is like forcing us to do it. Like, again, I'm struggling with my voice. It's like really, really going in and out. So this is going to be a much shorter podcast than usual, guys. I apologize. But again, I'm being pushed by spirit to just kind of disappear and vanish and be silent a little bit right now too. All right. So like I said, you may strongly feel that urge to just vanish, to just disappear. It may not make sense at first. But like solitude feels like less of an option right now and more of a command. That's how I feel it. I feel like I'm being told to just sit down and shut up from the universe, but in a very nice way. And this is a defensive protocol from the universe. The cosmos is pulling your energy into containment, sealing you off from unnecessary noise, unnecessary distraction, unnecessary everything, really. So for months, maybe even years, your energy may have been circling through the same stuck patterns, maybe repeating delays, loopings of failures, loss, or lack, like a broken record. And this moon is going to shatter this record in that dark silence. So the scales are being tipped into your favor, the way you deserve. People fear endings a lot, but they always forget that there's always a beautiful new beginning directly to follow. And we have been getting that energy consistently through the last couple of weeks with the podcasts we've been doing and the readings that have been coming up and the deities that have been coming through. We're getting that death and rebirth energy. For the majority of you, this is a breaking of your unlucky seasoning. Your unlucky season. Okay. It's like a doubling of your blessings. And if you haven't necessarily felt unlucky, but it hasn't been like great either, then this is going to be a doubling of your blessings. Okay. So for people who have actually been looking into that mirror and doing this shadow work, this is a really pivotal time. Like I said, this black moon is the kill switch. It's the kill switch, and then we have that quick little pause, you know, just like when you're power cycling or resetting in electronics, right? You have to unplug it or reset it and wait 10 seconds and then restart it, okay? So we're in that, like, wait 10 seconds. This is what I'm feeling, that blackness, that stillness. And think of it as like a seed, all right? A seed that's about to poke through the ground, right? It's in that darkness and in that stillness, being completely protected, but about to break through. Awesome. Like it. Yeah. You're being like, it's hidden, the seed. It's hidden and unreachable and quiet, making space for something new in your life and something big that's only for you, okay? Those who are going to resist this, their energy might feel scattered, exhausted, even fragmented. And don't leak the very energy that was meant to be secured, right? So again, don't get triggered into engaging in stupidness like I was just talking about, all right? This recalibration that's taking place inside you, it's not to be disrupted, okay? Awesome. So we also have the energy of the raven coming through. So again, black, they are so beautiful, but ravens aren't actually black. They just look that way because our eyes can't see the colors that don't even have names that ravens are. They're just beautiful bursts of colors. If our eyes could handle the UV that, yeah, I can't even make words. I'm having such a hard time. Okay. Anyways, the ravens, bringing forth the energy of magic, owning your own power, trying to keep yourself little by denying your power so you won't be a threat to anyone merely keeps you in a false bubble of safety. Of course, at least that way, you maybe won't get noticed much or stand out. Well, that trick is worn out its welcome. You're more powerful than you think you are, so it's time to stop pretending. Those psychic games that you might play, like finding a convenient parking space or knowing when a certain someone is going to call, those are just parlor tricks. Yet they're subtle testimonies to the gifts that you actually have. There's no need to put on airs at this point about your incredible talents. Let them serve you, but mainly let them be in service to others. Whether human, animal, plant, or mineral, use your abilities to demonstrate to others that there is an amazing power of spirit available that can move mountains and a force that can be accessed with the proper mix of faith, intention, and focus. So stop doubting, worrying, or making excuses about your own capacity and be a powerful magician. Use these gifts to help make this a better world for all beings. So the keywords here are shadow, insight, prophecy, shape-shifting. Also, ravens are so beautiful, so powerful. They remember, right? You don't want to piss off a raven because it's going to tell all of its friends, and I would not want to be alone in the forest when I have made a raven mad. They're excellent birds to have on your side, though. Amazing. Yeah. Sorry, my eyes just got drawn out the window there, and I was just seeing the dragonfly. So we're going to look up the message of the dragonfly as well. Oh, also in the deck that I'm using right now, Power Animals, the Raven was on page 99. So again, 99, the ending of a big cycle, right? Moving into 100, something brand new. Now, I've had a physical representation, actually, kind of this happening in my life, and I was paying attention to that. So if any of you have ever had an aquarium before, you know, if you get a new aquarium or you have to switch out a filter or something like that, you have to wait for the tank to cycle again, what's called cycle, right? It has to build up the beneficial bacteria in the filter media to make the water safe for your pets. And I have an axolotl. Axolotls are very, 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 very sensitive to their water parameters. So certain things in there will like make their skin burn. So it's very, very important. You really got to pay attention to it. And I put Zarya in a bigger tank. So we've been struggling because axolotls are cold water creatures. It's between 60 and 64 degrees is usually where she likes it. So that doesn't help for bacteria growth. They usually like warmer water. So it takes a little bit longer for the tank to cycle. And like I said, I've been struggling with it. We've been doing daily water changes, all the things to make sure, of course, that my animal is safe throughout the process. But finally, it appears now that the tank is finally cycled. So it was 15:15 on my timer as I said that. Sorry, that was a long way of getting to the point. But I'm taking that as a big sign, right? Because it's falling on, especially today, the black moon. And you know, it's actually called cycling, right? So yeah, something big is cycling out of your life. And we've talked about that, those patterns maybe of not believing in yourself too, patterns of fear, patterns of not feeling worthy as well, all those illusions. And the main message of the dragonfly is seeing through those illusions. All right. And that is exactly what is happening right now. The veil or curtain, so to speak, is being yanked out of the way. We cannot unsee things. So you may be a master of illusion yourself, particularly in the guises that you wear for others. This is a gift that was born in the travails of your childhood. As an adaptation that once served you well, these masks do serve a purpose because you can be whoever you need to be in any situation. Yet, it can also be easy to fool yourself into thinking that in any of these personas is the real you. The truth is that you don't need to rely on these false personas anymore. On occasion, they will come in handy, but at this point, it's time to let the real you come out and show up in all expressions and manifestations. So, again, this energy of masks being ripped off, right? You can't unsee things. We're being asked to step into our full and whole authenticity. Right? And your people will come. Sometimes it's lonely, right? When we start to be our authentic selves, we get pushback from people who might have been in our lives a long time and got very used to the mask. And they thought the mask was who we truly are. So when we start to shake that up a bit, start to remove it, they're like, wait a second, hold on. So people will give you pushback, right? Especially people who are not being authentic themselves will always give pushback to people who are trying to be authentically themselves. It just happens. It's just an energetic thing. So again, don't be triggered by any pushback. Just allow yourself the time and space, the quiet space, to maybe sit and have a think. Like, who am I really? You know, what part of these masks is me, and what of it was maybe a protection mechanism or something else. And especially for my neurodivergent listeners out there, we wear a lot of masks, you know, just to kind of appear, quote unquote, normal, to just fit in with the way that society and everything else works, because we don't work that way, right? So we have to adjust. So now it's freeing to be in that authenticity, but also very, very scary. Okay? So totally understand. We get it. Being in your full authenticity is hard, especially if it's the first time you've ever stepped into that in your entire life, because you will get pushback and you will step back and be like, you know, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to be seen like that? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, we're also getting the energy of the dolphin here too. So playfulness, take some time to play. So in that space of quiet, doesn't mean you have to sit there with your eyes closed and meditate. No, you're just getting rid of the noise, the unnecessary distraction, all the people, places, things, situations that are draining on your energy that you really need to protect, especially at this moment in time. Okay, so really, really taking a step back and having a quiet weekend might be the best idea for you, okay? You're thinking too much and doing too much, such that maybe you are disconnected from your feelings. The best way to integrate your intellect, emotions, and actions is, believe it or not, through play. You may have been analyzing and strategizing the future at the cost of ignoring the present, and a more basic need to go out and have some fun. Yeah, getting back in touch with our inner little too. Just play. I just saw someone playing with Play-Doh, or maybe building with Lego, or painting a picture, coloring in a coloring book. You can go and get like adult coloring books. I've got one that's got a bunch of beautiful mandalas in it, so like gorgeous. And I love taking a moment and just coloring with that. It really just reconnects me. That might be something you want to try. Or even, it doesn't even have to be an adult coloring book. Go to the dollar store and get some fun children's ones. Play with a toy that you want to play with. Like, all these things are societal things, okay? Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you can't play with dolls. I know we try to give people a hard time about that, especially dudes with their action figures, but no, okay? They are in touch with their inner children, and I applaud it. So there's a couple different ways to play. One's a structured activity or a game, and this is a great avenue for socializing and playing with other people. Another one is a spontaneous play. You can't plan to be spontaneous. You just simply are. So dance, sing, make a joke, go play on a playground, go swing on a swing set, something like that. Go outside and do something fun. Play with your children, play a board game with some friends, or play a sport, like a fun game of like flag football or something with your friends, something like that. Okay. We also have the deer here coming through, being a pathfinder, trusting your instincts to guiding you through a situation. Dropping it into your gut, right? Instead of just focusing on what your eyes are seeing in front of you, okay? Close your eyes for a moment and pull into your awareness. What do you smell in the air? What do you feel in your body, right? Going back to trusting our basic instincts, okay? All right. Wasn't that a naughty movie from the early 90s? Just popped into my head right there. Sharon Stone. Was that in the heyday of Sharon Stone? I don't know. That just came to my mind there. I don't know. Maybe possible synchronicity for someone. I don't know. Could have been on TV last night. Who knows? Okay. So I'm going to get a couple messages from the fairies here, and then I am going to go and follow what Spirit is saying also, and be quiet and still and rest my strained voice. I have some things coming up for you in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be looking into the Polynesian pantheon. I posted one of the cards from my upcoming deck, The Whispers of the Deities, for Pele. So if you want to check that out, it's on my social media. So you might get some messages from that card that I posted. And I posted Hera the day before. So that goddess energy really stepping into that feminine power, really coming through. And again, guys, that's not about gender. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, okay? So stepping into your own feminine energy, if you're a dude, is just your softness. It's your intuition also. Okay, maybe you also have some psychic gifts as well. You're opening that up. Those are deepening. You're diving more into or accepting those things. That was part of the message of the raven coming through there, okay? And that is your feminine energy, your upper chakras, the third eye, the crown, okay? That's the feminine energy. We have flower power here. Spend some time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. Maybe also be looking at alternative and holistic medicine, possibly, okay? There always has to be a balance of, of both types of Western medicine and of holistic medicine. Okay, both are very, very valid. But perhaps there's something you have going on right now that might require a more holistic approach. That just came through. We have the energy of crystals coming through in both of the cards that I have here in front of me. All right, so you might want to bring some crystals into your life. Crystals are a more new age thing, but their energies are very potent, very powerful, and you can utilize them for your healing. Like, they're such great little tools. The ones pictured on both of these cards is clear quartz. Clear quartz is a master healer. It's a great one to have. Rose quartz also very gentle, more resonating with more your heart chakra area. Amethyst also, we've talked about this before, is also a master healer. I did a short episode probably about a year ago, if you want to look for that, with a couple of my favorite go-to crystals and the properties that they have, the things that can help you out with. The ones that I covered are very easy to find, very, very inexpensive. So if you want to check that out, go back and maybe have a look for that. All right, but spending some time outside. And we also have the get some exercise card. So moving your body, moving those energies. Okay. So my best piece of advice right now would be to do some exercise outside. Okay. We had that energy of maybe playing a sport coming through. Okay. So if you can do that safely, if the air quality is good and it's not like super, super too humid where you are. Yeah. Getting some time outside, some exercise. For me, I can't meditate. I'm neurodivergent. There's too many things going on in my head. I can't just sit there like, oh, right? So I have to find different ways. And yoga for me is a moving meditation, and I do that outside. So perhaps maybe someone needs to do that. The visual on this card is really highlighting this woman's lower chakras. So by moving your body, by moving your energy, it's going to help you move those stagnant energies from those lower chakras. I'm also getting to that some of you may be experiencing some symptoms. You may be getting your period when you're not supposed to be getting your period. I'm seeing a lot of sacral chakra cleansing out right now. Okay. Yeah, a heavier period than normal. Sorry for any guys that are listening right now, but color changes, okay? Like, as we know, when it's the dark browns and stuff like that, that's something older that's being cleared out. So you might be experiencing some of that, okay? I definitely feel something ancestral too, matriarchal mother wound. That was coming up last week as well. That's held in your sacral chakra, right? In your womb space, okay? Right where your reproductive organs are, okay? And you have a sacral chakra if you're a guy too, all right? So clearing out this mother wound energy. And one way you can also do that is by connecting with nature and moving your body, moving these energies, all right? But I really feel like there's some physical stuff going on with certain people right now. Like, I was just coughing. Okay, I know I'm struggling with my throat a lot right now, and it's exacerbated by what's going on energetically. You could also have things going on in your physical body that those symptoms are being exacerbated by what's going on energetically. Okay, I know Mel, I hope she doesn't mind me mentioning this, but Mel has had COVID for the last couple weeks. She was actually supposed to come on the podcast. And she hasn't been able to because when she talks for too long, she starts coughing and coughing and coughing. She's doing okay, for everyone who's worried about that. She's doing fine. And we're actually probably going to hear from her on next week's podcast. She's going to be here. We're going to be talking about some astrology and about some ghost stuff. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But yeah, so Mel's been struggling with the clearing out of the lung space there. Old, I think, stuff that was stuck maybe in the heart chakra. So I'm mentioning it because you guys may be experiencing similar things. That's why I bring it up. Me personally, I've definitely been experiencing the period stuff. Extra crampy too, just a lot of pressure. And it almost feels like gas, right? Like you get a gas pressure, right? But that's not what it is. The visual that I'm getting is that uterus area, the sacral chakra expanding, right? Taking in more energy. So you might be even called to do more creative things. Those creative juices are flowing again because you're moving out some of that old energy. So if you're experiencing anything like that as well, okay, know you're not alone. All right. So just the best way, like I said, to combat that is to move. Move your body, go for a walk. Spending time outdoors, always the best thing because it's so grounding, right? And you can just turn the noise of the world off. Sometimes not all the way, but for the most part. And we have Easy Does It here. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Yeah. So this is the eclipse doorway that's opening right now. And the universe is opening this big doorway for you for this doubling of blessings. So just relax into it. Again, take those moments of stillness. Take those moments of quiet. Take this weekend really for yourself. Okay, it's the best advice I can give you. And be playful. Again, we have 3 dolphins on the visual of this card. So the dolphin, spirit animal, again, making another entrance. All right. I just saw somebody swimming with dolphins. And I was mentioning Pele. So maybe somebody's going to Hawaii. And maybe someone will get to swim with dolphins. And that is amazing. I'm envious. Something I've always wanted to do. Okay, dolphins, whales, I love them all. And of course, if you've been listening for a while, as you well know, I love, love, love great white sharks more than anything. They're my favorite, 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 favorite animal. And it is a dream of mine to go swimming with them. Not in open water, terrifying. I'm not that brave. In a cage. All right. Be yourself. The situation is calling for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. So again, just reiterating exactly what Spirit has been saying this whole time. Stepping more into your authenticity. Really taking a moment and figuring out, like, what is that to you? What does that look like to you? Right? Yeah. Give yourself some time and space to figure that out. Once you do, I promise you, good things. Lots of good things to come. We also have the marriage card coming through here too. So if any of you were wondering about your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay. Moving forward, that was a very noisy truck that just went by. I don't know if you heard that in the background, but that was the energy that I got. Moving forward. And moving forward loudly. Okay. After this period of pause, right? This period of reflection, where we are being told very, very gently to sit down and shut up from the universe. So please, let's all take that advice. Okay. But we're being prepared. We are being prepared here. And you're being prepared here for higher relationships in your life. Okay. Not just romantic wise, but excuse me, in all levels, okay? Your friendships will be very reciprocal. People will appreciate you and your authenticity and exactly who you are, okay? And love you for all of those aspects, okay? And you'll have people in your life who you will feel that way about as well. Those transactional relationships of the past, the lower vibrational ones, are all falling off, okay? So you may have noticed that too. This may have been a little bit lonelier for you because there might not be as many quote unquote friends in your life at this moment. But I don't think they really were friends. Again, the transactional type of relationships. We're moving to higher levels of commitment in all the types of dealings that we have in our lives. Our friends, our work relationships, collaborations, romantic, all of it. All of these beautiful unions. And it all starts with union with self. So take this weekend to get in some union time with self. Spend some time outside. And yeah, just treat yourself. Okay? I want you to treat yourself. I want you to do something nice for you this weekend. Okay? So guys, remember to always make your own magic. It is up to you. You can manifest anything that you wish to. Where your energy goes, that is what flows, my darling. Okay? But we are not manifesting with this moon. Okay? Again, no manifesting with this moon. This is a moon to be quiet and to reflect and to release. Okay? Fire magic, really, really good idea for this moon. Writing down what we want to release from our lives. Okay? I no longer wish to participate in suffering. I no longer wish to participate in lack. I no longer wish to participate in disease. Any of those things. Use them as examples if you want to. I no longer want to participate in transactional relationships. Okay? Whatever it is you want to release from your life. Okay? Write it down. Safely burn it. Safely. And give the ashes back to the wind or the ground. Okay? Always, again, safely. It's very dry and very hot in a lot of places. Okay? We don't need people lighting a piece of paper on fire and just letting it go into the wind and starting more forest fires. We do not need that. So again, burning things safely. Okay? Always doing magic safely and interacting with nature safely and mindfully and intentionally. All right, guys, until next time, so much love. Have a wonderful, magical weekend. Stay magical. Love you. Bye.